Good morning, everyone. So I want to express my congratulations to the organizing committee for organizing this nice meeting on nanotechnology. And also, I want to express my congratulations on behalf of Mongolian Academy of Sciences, all participants of this conference. My presentation will be in English. So I graduated in Conservatorium, but more than 20 years I lived in Russia, and I just forgot my Russian speaking ability. But anyway, I know since English is international scientific language, all of you will understand. Okay. My topic will be related to cold combustion byproducts, about fly ash. Fly ash and what is fly ash and what is that, and how we are using in Mongolia. Why we have to use fly ash, why we have to work with industrial waste materials. And I try to explain all things. Okay, presentation outlines, and I will briefly talk what are cold combustion byproducts and past and present situation of utilization of this product, and future perspective. What perspective, what we are going to use in future, especially in fly ash or combustion byproduct. And I will talk about the scientific background and how we are using it. Okay. All know that we are using coal for getting heat. And with heat, what we have, carbon dioxide, which is and cold combustion byproduct. Cold combustion byproduct is non-combustible inorganic residue of original coal. So, unfortunately, so each coal, each type of coal, approximately 20-50% of non-combustible residue are always contained. So in each pound of coal we will get at least 200 to 300 kilogram non-combustible residue. It's cold combustion byproduct, and it comes like bottom fly ash is very most important of cold combustion byproduct because it comes delivered heat which we use in boiler, and so it's fly ash very fine particles. Approximate value is between 20 to 50 micrometers, very fine particles. But we also have bottom ash or boiler slag. It's more relatively large particles of coal. And flue gas disutilization product comes, each coal contains up to 1% of sulfur. And then the sulfur comes as sulfuric dioxide, and in order to not increase acidity of air, acid rain, avoid acid rain, we have to use calcium oxide to get gypsum. It's called flue gas disutilization product, and this product comes in last 10-15 years. It's all the thermal power stations in developed countries, they must install flue gas disutilization part in their product, now. As I said, we have cold combustion byproduct is fly ash, bottom ash or boiler slags, and flue gas disutilization product. Another thing, it comes, if we do not use, these have all ashes or boiler ash, it has to keep an ash pond into water. The water and ash pond. So we have very, very huge amount of ash every year. In my future talk, I will talk about why it's very important. And if we see more clearly or in standard electronic stuff, you will see this fly ash is very fine spherical particles composed of aluminum silicate glass. Why is it spherical? Because it's a calcination occurs at over 1400 degrees, and we will have all physical chemical transformation inside in a high temperature. So since it's delivered by flue gas, it's very fine particles, spherical particles. Since you all know in physics and spherical particle is very low energy state, which all solid particles is trying to help. Then why it's very important, especially in such materials in Mongolia. In Mongolia we have 7 or now already 8 thermal power or thermal stations. And all these thermal power stations we use coal. And the approximate value is quite different, but approximate value each year we are using up to 8 million tons of coal. So we have coal combustion residue, at least 800,000 tons of coal combustion residue. In Ulан-Udэ city, we have 3 thermal power stations and 1 thermal station. Approximate value of residue or fly ashes up to 400,000 or 500,000 tons. It's very, very big value, and we have to think how to utilize it. Why it's important presentation? Why ashes? It's in broader context. Each boy, which born in 2005, they whole life they will use, he will use at least more than 30 tons of cement, 34 tons cement, and almost 10 tons of iron, 14 tons of iron. When it comes initially, this value, I was surprised how one boy or one person can be used as a value. And then people go work in sustainability, they explain it to me. We are living in concrete building. For concrete building, we use a huge amount of cement. And for making concrete, we are using huge amount of aggregates. And each person is called each person in their life cycle, they will change approximately 3 to 4 cars. One car is 8 tons of metal, 8 tons. Then at least 50% of 8 tons is metal. So one boy will use 4 tons metal for each car. And then it needs to be considered what the world population, probably you all know, world population is at present more than 7 billion. Then if you have one boy, one person consumes such an amount of value, then we just exploring all our sources. It's our natural sources is becoming really less, we just using. And what is important is sustainability. We just need to give our sources to give with our future, our children. In order to keep this not use this value, we just need to keep which waste what we have whether we can use it for other purpose to substitute it. Then our 70% of combustion byproducts are used for building materials. And here you can see 34 tons cement, all the sand, these products or these raw materials are used for concrete production. So if we substitute them by combustion byproduct, we will substantially reduce what we have in the world, what we are destroying, what we leaving, polluting our world. So it's very important thing. Then why ashes in Mongolian context? Now I said in broader context why ashes. Now in Mongolia why it's important? Because if how to say? Maybe you have visited in Mongolia in winter. Then probably you have experienced it. Ulан-Udэ city's air pollution is just now disastrous today. Very, very huge pollution, especially in December or January, really difficult to believe. So where it comes out is a polluted thing. It's then air pollution. So most disasters or most of the bad things which comes from air pollution is our here. Because just 10 years of our children's pediatric study, they revealed 30% increase or lung disease for our children. So it all comes with air pollution. Then what the reason of air pollution? It comes from air district, where 35% comes smoke and air pollution from coal burner of air district. And 50% of our Ulan-Udэ population lives in air district. So it gives every year we have lots of huge air polluted smoke. And Ulan-Udэ city's population is every year increased by 30 to 50,000. It's already 1,400,000 habitants living in this city. So one of the large megapolis. So then air district ash comes, a huge amount of ash again comes. And air pollution, 30% is related ashes of air district. So we need to think all how we reduce air district ash, or how we reduce ashes from thermal power stations. And it was our motivation, our research team, which from 2010, I started to work or try to create new research in ash utilization in Mongolia. And it turns ash power station, as I say once, all the non-used ashes, they keep in here. You can see ash produces comes in ash pond. Each year, ash pond is Mongolian power stations. It existed 400,000 cubic cubic meter ash fluids into ash pond. And this ash pond is every 3 or 4 years they have to build new ash pond. And all of them big district, all of these things are very big challenge for us, and we are trying to overcome. Then sustainable use and management of resources are critical issues of the modern world. And one of the solutions which we are working on is possibility utilization of virus waste as a substitute of natural minerals. Then we reduce less natural minerals. It's our goal. So, and present utilization rate. Presently, ash using some small enterprises are using like semi-blocks or perhaps small slug container. It's blocks. We use large container asphalt. It's very late using. Also, up to 20% of cement clinkers in Mongolia now already 3 big cement factories we have built, which produce 3 million tons of cement each year. And they try to up to 20% can be used slugs or fly ashes as a mixture or as a substitute of cement. It's a very important utilization perspective. Then ash impact. Why we using ash into cement? Why? Because the ash is fly ash consists of aluminum silicates. It's also may contain calcium. And then it can be a source of chemicals. If we mix it with calcium hydroxide, or then it's a polyatomic reaction or a source of chemical raw material. Another things, why we use fly ash for concrete or cement. Another things, especially for concrete, fly ash have spherical morphology. When we use spherical morphology powders in our raw materials mixture, we are able to reduce water consumption because it's spherical. After some spherical, and they can be more easy move. So with less water, we can have high quality, high strength concrete. It's the second part. And ball bearing effect. Because application for combustion bioproducts until now, until my work, research groups started, it comes of ball bearing effects. It utilizes ball bearing effects. Now why do you use it? And up to cost combustion byproduct utilization in Mongolia, after cement, up to 20% we can use into concrete. 20% is cement substitute, mortar, light metal aggregate, glass ceramics, geochemical after activated materials, synthetic fuel light, ceramic mixed with ash addition. Among them, four of topics is work on my research group. I will give more detailed information about geochemicals or alkali activated materials. What is that? What are those called geochemicals or alkali activated materials? And just interesting to know someone or knowledge about geochemicals or alkali activated materials and how it is. Water, probably not, yeah? So I will try to explain a bit more detail why we are working, why it's important or why it's interesting topic or interesting raw material. History of geochemicals. 1977, French chemist Joseph Dimitrich, he first suggested that inorganic polymers or he got 1979 geochemical term he had used, and then he suggested that aluminum silicate can be used from natural raw materials or metal cowling or fly ashes. He may make very strong, like concrete or cement substitute. We may use. He used geochemicals because it's aluminum silicate comes like polymers. With many units, long chain. It's kind of polymer, and we call this inorganic polymer or geochemical. And the molecular units, siloxone, sialite units are very important. And his first paper, with award-winning paper, Mongolia 1991, suggested. Then after that, just began to more interest in that field. Many researchers are working, continuously working, or their publications is just skyrocketed. Geochemical type of materials, and David was suggestion or his finding, is he may change property of materials by changing chemical composition. Silica alumni ratio, by changing silica to alumni ratio, we may change properties of our final product. This is a very important composition. Sometimes I not agree with him, and in some papers I criticize his idea or his geochemical things, and now I shift to his not geochemical, actually materials. Some my publication I criticized him, but his idea is silica to alumina ratio can change materials properties very important. It's the first time geochemicals when we very easy can be used sodium hydroxide. If we sodium hydroxide solution mixed with fly ash, then we may get geochemical test. It's just really easy. And here it depends on alumina, silica, alkali hydroxide, water, ratio, many factors. But really brief to be discuss it like that. But in action factor, geochemicals or alkali materials were not new. In 1959, Lukovsky from University of Heat Materials, this person the first time suggested that aluminum silicate or can be used as a raw material or it can be substituted as it can be used for concrete production. First time in brutal silica, his book, which is 1959, and then he got after this kind of patent. In his patent, he got on his aluminum silicate materials
He got his patent in 1979. And after 14 years, after 14 years, he received this patent. I was surprised, why? What is, generally we are able to get patent within 2 years. Why he got? Then I realized he, first time, that I suggested that it can be possible. So for patent, we have to refer where other persons is worked in the same way, same field. Someone described this one. No one has described, especially in that field. But it comes very late. One thing which Glucose is worked with downside of he didn't exactly realize chemical mechanism, real mechanism. And also probably he didn't use such a modern or fashion word like geopolymers or something. It's from Soviet Union and all people just use what I have. But then actually this person was the first one who has suggested this mechanism, but not a real mechanism was never discovered. And application of geopolymers. This material now, 2007-2010, I've been in Australia as a project leader or research project leader on geopolymers production. And the first time in Australia, of course, we have made such vacuum panel. It's made by concrete. It's usually we make concrete, but it's the first time in Australia we made geopolymers. We were very proud of it because we did real productive first using fly ash. And it's mind-boggling, critical panel, rock, base, and iron structure, other applications, really lots of applications. And very exciting things. Then, why we are after again because ongoing thermal, ongoing thermal plant and thermal power plants in Mongolia. We now plan this high thermal power station to export electricity to China. So if we begin to produce, our fly ash or consumption that will be increased again 2-3 times. So we just need to think now what we have to do for that process. Reduce. And conversion by utilization today's initiative in Mongolia recommended association there's a day with all the class actually and characterization we have characterized our things and our fly ashes and bottom ashes or corn ashes we have characterized and also our experimental procedure fly ash or corn ash activate solution with water glass and sodium hydroxide and geochemical test. What we have got. This is our resistance and our high speed is our resistance material. 50 seconds is our resistance material. And also this is our after 40 and more than 40 seconds the compressor system is called 29 but good value for concrete. What we are using, very thick ash, we are trying to use for some absorbents. We are working for ceolite synthesis, we are using water, gases concrete, lightweight concrete, and we have produced many geopolymer type of concrete, new materials. Also new materials, advanced materials, and our examples of our materials which we are producing lightweight gases concrete. And this volume weight is 800 to 1,000 gram little good value. But this compressor system is lightweight concrete is little heavy. But this compressor system is much higher than what we are producing. In lightweight concrete, technology, lightweight concrete, traditionally made with this one, and then the lightweight concrete produced by our new method, which we get quite good compressor system value, and probably this is 3.1 compressor system, and the megapascal its value is 2 times higher than that allowed by a standard. This thing is good value. And one thing is force and distribution is non-uniform, which is difficult to control
port size distribution. And Mongolian standard challenges, very important things is that Mongolian is, when I begin to work on fly ash on coal combustion products, I got very high pressure with media or other people because we have used it for all people is thinking fly ash or coal it has radiation. If we use it, the radiation is raw materials for building, then we all will be radiated and we will got cancer. It was such big pressure for me, and I tried to. It's not so big problem. I tried to show, and now fight now. Media we need to understand. We may use it, and it was very most big challenge for utilization. And 370 becquerel kilogram radium must be low for building materials. And our radiation measurement sometimes they figure 370. But one thing which each person need to get understand is fly ash or post combustion byproduct is itself not building materials. It's not building materials. It's raw materials. One of the raw materials for making building materials. Our standard or your Mongolian standard is the same as European or US standard. Our standard allows for building materials, but fly ash is not building materials. It's raw materials, one of raw materials for making building materials. So this dilute it, for instance, for making concrete, we dilute it with the aggregate. It is 70–80% aggregate is added, which is very low value of radiation. So finally, the radiation is likely required that is, for instance, fly ash. This fly ashes cause radiation is we cannot control. It depends on the properties, and it depends on each called layer. And Mongolian fly ash called is some layer called layer is higher radiation, some is low. So we cannot exactly say it's very high or it's very low. Each is dependent. So in higher radiation levels, we are able to reduce, if we add aggregate, we are able to reduce this radiation value 4 times because we are adding aggregates. And advantage of using here is we have lots of environmental reduction and also water we can capture and all these by you can have lots of advantage. We may use all things. Yes, some costs, cost conversion byproducts is it could be increased several times if we export electricity to China. And also, Mongolia now really plan to use coal for gasification and liquefaction. If it's increased, if it is beginning of that, we again increase this. And also, irrespective of using coal conversion product, it depends on chemical and mineralogical composition of fly ash or its product. It's very strongly different. And Mongolia has a potential to utilize all these coal conversion byproducts, but for the purpose, fly ash or this ash produces building material production factories. They must be located less than 100 kilometers. We need to think where we need to build our factory to utilize. Conclusions and perspective is going to happen. And this will take productive fly ash depends and also having like to do geometrization and horizontal reaction mechanism. And our strength on that field, last 5 years we just work on that. We published more than 40 scientific publications and it has already more than 1,000 citations in Web of Science Scopus database. And also all things in the research gateway and Google Scholar, I have my own profile. If someone interested to see more later what we are doing, you may check. or the research technique of my profile with my main future and all publication. I uploaded all my data, and when I ask it, usually other country scientists is asking, and I always reply to them what I'm doing. And we have for integration collaboration with Germany, Korea, South Africa, Malaysia, and also going to have some collaboration with the United States University. In technology, my co-workers for the important contribution to this work, and also Ministry of Education and Science and Mongolia Academy of Sciences for supporting financial support. And also, finally, I'd like to thank my friend Sege Partakano and Dr. Namor for giving me opportunity to present, to show my latest results. Thank you very much.
Пожалуйста, вопросы. Сергей Александрович, только короткий один.
Generally, nanoparticles definition we consider less than 100 nanometers nanoparticles. Then in fly ash, some particles is actually not much, not more than less than 5%. Could be less than 100 nanometers, but most of them in micrometric range. Most of them.
Большинство микрометр.
Less than 5%.
Меньше 5%.
Less than. Some of our flyers, especially in South Africa, which my co-workers, I found their working, it depends on the working regime, how they ground coals, and what temperature they are using for a thermal station. This also depends on the Yes. Thank you. And this is also another thing which we have an opportunity to utilize for as a coal combustion.
Вопрос. Какой?